good, y'all? It's your boy J Suave. I am the host of J Suave TV. And in this video, I'm gonna give you my thoughts on the paper so far. Only 3 episodes in. Big up to my friend Kaniz for encouraging me to look into and review this show. And yeah, that's really all I gotta say before getting into the review. If you like anything I gotta say all in this video, y'all already know what y'all gotta do. Go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, do all those things. About 20 followers on TikTok, away from 630, away from 300 on YouTube. So y'all already know what y'all gotta do. I'm gonna start this video with what I've seen in the paper so far. Like I said, I'm only 3 episodes in, so I'm gonna give a little context on the situation going on in the series so far up to this point. Speak on dynamics, I remember all that before I get into how I feel about the series and maybe answer the question of which one is better so far between The Office and the paper. Spoiler alert, it's The Office. So the paper is literally a sequel series to The Office. Now, me personally, I'm not usually the fan of these sequel series. I'm not really a fan of revivals of TV series, reboots, remakes, re-renditioning, whatever reword you want to use. About 8.5 times out of 10, I'm not going to be the biggest fan of that series because it's ultimately not going to live up to the original. At that point, you might as well just make a brand new series. Especially with all the mockumentaries that we have out currently and have had in the past that have been successful. So when I first seen the paper going around, of course, I was asking the question, do we even need an Office sequel for real? My answer to that question is no. But this is still a very valid sequel series if I've ever seen one. First of all, the first episode does a great job laying the foundation of exactly where we are and when we are on the timeline. This takes place some years after The Office ended. Dunder Mifflin is no more. Our protagonists are now working out of the Toledo Truth Teller, the TTT, triple T, T times 3 if you will. I thought was really fitting, paying homage to The Office, bringing in another paper company. They could have made any company. They stayed close to home with paper, and as a fan of The Office, I love seeing it. This paper company goes above and beyond with the paper that they provide to consumers. They out here providing regular paper, tissue paper, and then the actual paper in the news. And it's legit ranked in that order. The newspaper section of the Toledo Truth Teller is at the very bottom of the priority here in this facility. I like that it's split up in this way because now it gives us more things to look forward to in future seasons. With different departments in the TTT, that's a chance to have more character interactions than just the people who are working in the newspaper section. So I'm looking forward to seeing them characters fleshed out. I have no doubt they probably will be by the end of this season. And I have no doubt we're going to continue to see these departments interact similarly to how things happen in The Office. Now, if you know The Office, you already know things that went on in Dunder Mifflin were deeply unserious. And it's no different here at the Toledo Truth Teller. That is until the main character pulls off. His name is Ned, and he's the chief editor here at the TTT. Above this woman right here, Esmeralda. Those about the 2 character names that I know in this series, outside of Oscar. I mean, who doesn't know Oscar? Everybody else, y'all names will come to me in time. We have to reveal that Ned is actually the chief editor here at the TTT with a conversation that he has with this girl, who I'm assuming is going to be his love interest. And she is absolutely elated at this news. She cannot stand working under Esmeralda. Esmeralda really the type of character to have you do some shit that you did not need to do just so that productivity can stop entirely. Her work consists of scrolling through long articles and laying out what she gained from those articles. She's someone who's very much stuck in her ways. She doesn't want things to change from the electronic press that they currently are pushing out right now. So when Ned comes in and suggests they start pushing out actual paper pieces, she's not with none of that. In these first 3 episodes, she's literally doing everything in her power to sabotage this man, Ned. In the second episode, they have only a few hours to put out this piece. So with the little time they have, Ned decides to tell everybody they gotta make up some stories so that they can throw it in the paper. He has one shorty right here write him a letter as his introduction to the TTT. And of course, Esmeralda distracts her with other work. She brings Ned out to this lunch that he did not need to be at. So by the skin of their teeth, they barely was able to send out this paper, keeping him in good graces. So yeah, there's our Michael Scofield for this series. I love that type of character that gets under your skin, but is also very funny in these mockumentaries. You have him in a lot of them. You got Abbott Elementary with Ava. You got St. Denny's Medical with Joyce. There's always going to be a character that's unintentionally or intentionally sabotaging shit at their current establishment to make things harder on the workers. And I love it personally. Usually these characters take a little longer to grow on me. Esmeralda's doing a great job out the gate of making me absolutely despise everything she's trying to do to bring down the TTT. Her and bro right here, don't ever let them in the same room together. They are hilarious, straight comedy. I just like how the first episode took time to detail where the paper industry was versus where it is now. Definitely didn't need that at all, but I think it helps in adding to Ned's motivation as well as shorty right here, whose name I'm not remembering. So brief review out the way. Is this show worth the watch? Yes, I absolutely believe that it is. Character interactions out the gate have been very good. You could tell this cast has chemistry. Remember the episode where they were getting fabricated stories? These 2 right here, whose names I'm not remembering. At the end of the episode when they was out here literally impersonating dogs, getting down on all 4s to sell the story. You gotta love to see it. The dedication to the grind is there. I love the intro scene where Ned first gets to the TTT and they lock him in that room. It's a question of why he's there. They ask him who he's there to see. He thinks about the name and then he's like, the name is not coming to me right now. That shit was so funny. You just gotta go see it, bro. You got Oscar walking up to the locked door, and that is like, you seem like a reasonable man. Please let me out. Just for Oscar to be like, nah, I'm gonna mind my business on this one. And Ned pleads he's claustrophobic, and one dude is like, well, are you really claustrophobic? Because if you're not, I think that would be very disrespectful to the claustrophobic community. And Ned's like, I'm not really claustrophobic. It's like, bro, all this in one scene. Later on, Ned tries to advocate for the paper, and Manboy's character gets up on the table and is talking about some, yeah, I like things the way they are. Trying to stay on Esmeralda's good side. Like, he don't even know what he doing. I love Oscar's inclusion in the show. I love how he was calling Stanley in the second episode. It gives you slight hope that maybe past office actors could return in this series. I'm not holding out hope for it. I think it's good enough that Oscar's at least here. Very curious as to why he's still here. But I'm not mad that he's here at the same time. It's still too early to say whether or not the paper stacks up to The Office. I mean, I'm only 3 episodes in, but it's definitely very funny. It gives Office vibes while you're watching it. I don't know if it's because the shows take place in the same universe. I don't know if it's because they work in the same building. But I get the feel as if I'm watching The Office when I watch this series. So I encourage every Office fan out there to go ahead and at least give this series a chance. Like, I'm a big proponent of the 5-episode rule. If I cannot stand a show after 5 episodes, I'll drop it. But I'm gonna give it that 5-episode chance. Like I said, it's very early to even think about comparing this show to The Office. But if you're a fan, I would say at least check it out. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about the paper so far, man. It's a pretty good series up till this point. Let me know your thoughts on the series if you started watching it. Who's your favorite character in the cast so far? We're looking forward to potential season 2. Leave your thoughts in the comments. But until next time, I'll be your host, Jay Soft. We'll be entertained, and we go talk soon. Peace out.